In this video, I am going to show you the model, which is a beautiful tool to help you manage your mind, manage your thinking, so that you are approaching your life from a much more empowered perspective. So the model, I learned this in my coaching school, the life coach school from Brooke Castillo. It is something that she created as a very, very simple tool that combines a cognitive behavioral therapy with some other studies that she did into something that we can use like every single day. And it's been so helpful for me and so many other people that I've seen use it. So there's 5 parts to the model, and really that the model, you use it in when you have a problem and you want to understand it. So there's 5 parts to any problem. And the first part is the circumstance, and I'll walk you through this with an example. So the circumstance is the raw data of a situation. It is the facts, and it is always neutral. It's never good nor bad or anything like that. So in this example, I'm going to say that my business partner texts while we have a meeting, okay? So, biz partner texts during meeting. And with the circumstance, it's nice to be very detailed if you can. If we had time, I would put in perhaps how long I've been with this business partner. I would put in how many meetings this has happened at, just get some data, more data in there. So then the next part of this is typically in my brain, if I like this experience, in my experience, I'd be like, oh, I'm so frustrated with this, right? So the thought is a judgment that you have about this experience. And, you know, while maybe we want to choose one, so I'm so frustrated with this, actually, it's more like, he shouldn't be doing that. He should be paying attention, right? He should pay attention. So notice there's also is an interpretation. Maybe he is paying attention to me. I'm just I'm judging. This is what's happening in my brain, right? As I look at the facts of the situation. And so in the situation, how am I feeling? I am feeling a lot of things, but I'm going to choose one primary feeling, and that is frustration. All right. And I'm thinking that I'm frustrated because he's on his phone, and really it's because I'm thinking that he should be paying attention. Because there's nothing inherent about a human being on their phone that is good or bad. It's just what I think about it. So when I think that, I feel frustrated. And when I'm frustrated, what do? Well, I stew, right? I start to maybe criticize internally. I might, during the meeting, I might start to get snappy. I might then afterwards just be like, okay, I just assume that he's not paying attention, and so I just need to do all of the work. So then I end up like overworking and not sharing. And oftentimes, actions, what's also important is what you don't do. So I don't say anything, right? I don't speak up. So then the last part of the model is, when I take these actions, what does that create for me? So this is so key here, because it's your actions that create the results that you have in your life. And the result in this case, I'm pretty much not showing up to the business relationship, I would say. So it's like I'm not paying attention to dealing with this problem in a productive way. I am actually, by stewing and criticizing and overworking, like I'm just perpetuating an unhealthy approach, right? So I am not showing up with care. And that's not going to create the kind of relationship that I want, the kind of experience that I want. So just to summarize this real quick then, we have a circumstance, it's the facts of a situation. The raw data, it's always neutral. Then we have a thought, that's a judgment. That's where things get to be good or bad. And it's your thought that creates your feeling that you feel in your body, whether it's anger or indignation or self-doubt. That all comes from your thinking. And your feeling, it's important because we take action based on how we feel. We're either trying to get away from a feeling or we're trying to move towards a feeling like pleasure. And our actions are important because they are what create the results in our life. So this is the model. This is a deconstruction of a particular problem. This is an imaginary problem, but you could use this for pretty much any problem. And it can be so helpful to just see my participation, because really this, from the thought down, that's all happening within me. And that means that is within my control. That's where I have power. That's where I have potential for empowerment. So it's good to spend some time really understanding this. When you're ready, then you can move on to choosing thoughts that are going to be more in service of you. So let's do that. Where's my eraser? There we go. So then there's a lot of different ways we could do this, but we're just going to keep it simple and think about, okay, what is another way that I could view this situation that would be more productive? So business partner is texting during meetings, and maybe I think, well, maybe he's doing something important. Okay? Maybe it's important. Okay, so the next thing is to ask myself, does that feel true? Does that feel like is that just a make-believe, or is that actually possible in my brain? And I feel like it is. Maybe it's important. And that it's working. That it's a thought that is taking you in the right direction if you can feel an emotional reaction to it that is more positive than the frustration. So sometimes that's just like maybe less frustrated or neutral. And in this case, maybe it's important. I don't think I feel supportive and excited about that, but I feel kind of neutral. I feel okay. So that's interesting, because when I feel neutral, what do I do? Well, let's say what I don't do. I don't stew or criticize internally. I do get curious about what's happening and ask. And this potentially starts a conversation that could be a little bit more productive. I certainly don't waste time stewing in criticism, so that means I probably get more work done. So when I do these things, get curious, ask, promote conversation, get my focus on my work, that sounds a lot more productive. So what do I create with that? Well, probably more important work, more important results. And we always oftentimes to find this result, we look to the thought, because it's the thought that is driving this whole thing. So I would say, more important results in my business. Okay. So this, we've just turned it around. This process you can do. I love doing this every day, especially when you are in a time of challenge and you need some support. You need to be managing your mind because you've got all kinds of thoughts and feelings happening, and it just feels kind of out of control, and it's like it's everything happening to you from the outside. This can really help you to access the inside with greater strength. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, just let me know. This is something that takes time to really get down, so just practice and you will get there. All right, take care, friends. See you next time.